Good morning, everybody. I am doing this from a new computer, so can you guys hear me? Can I like my own video? Nope. Okay, great. The lighting's weird. I'm going to try and fix that. 1 second. Ah! I can do better. Hang on. I'm going to just adjust the lighting. Okay, yeah, I feel like the lighting's much better. Okay, so good morning, everybody. I want to thank you for joining me on today's live Q&A on unemployment. I know we're all on unemployment, and so we don't all have a lot of money, and I completely get that. I do have memberships enabled on my channel, and when you're a member on my channel, I post a members-only community post on Saturdays that allows people that are members to get their questions answered first. So Paul had a question, and his question is, EDD tells me that the maximum amount of money has been paid and I have to wait until the end of the year to file a new claim. What the F? So Paul, usually we all get the maximum benefits paid memo when on 6 weeks is up. And after that, we get that memo. But then a few days later, you'll get a notice that says you're eligible for the PEUC extension. And the PEUC extension goes through December 26th. And then after that, they'll see if you qualify for a Fed Ed claim. And the requirements to get Fed Ed are 40 times your weekly benefit amount. So for me, my weekly benefit amount is $450 times 40 is $18,000. I did make more than that in the entire 12-month base period that the EDD used to calculate my weekly benefit amount. And so I will get Fed Ed. The other way to calculate it is 1.5 times your highest earnings quarter. And if you made more than that, your entire 12-month base period that the EDD used when they were calculating your benefits, then you qualify for Fed Ed. That program is only available to people on regular unemployment claims. I set down the features to slow down the chat today, and it's still going pretty quick. So let me go back. Amy had a question that I actually answered in the chat text. And her question is, I've been on PUA since mid-March and it says December 26th for the end date. That is correct. As of right now, Congress has not voted to extend that program. So we're waiting for them to vote to potentially extend the PUA program or the PEUC extension. Right now, both of those end on December 26th. Good morning, Queen Smart. I'm scrolling now. This is a little bit easier on the new computer. I've heard that the state can renew it too. I have not heard that the state could renew the PUA program. I do, states do have a little bit of flexibility. I'm not sure if it would be extending the PUA program because it's a federal program, but it's possible that they could come up with a program for themselves. Okay, Andy says, hi, I'm from Fresno. Will we see another 7th payment for $300? No, the maximum any state got approved for was 6, and that program is done. So now we're kind of waiting on Congress to see what they vote on next, but those LWA payments are done. Abigail says, well, there'll be a second Fed Ed extension. Okay, so this is coming up a lot, and it's a little bit confusing. So Fed Ed gets rolled out in 2 possible ways. The first way is that they just load all 20 weeks onto your claim balance from the start. The second way, and they have done this, is load 13 weeks of Fed Ed and then 7 additional weeks. What else did I want to say about that? I lost my train of thought for a second. So some people are getting those extra 7 weeks and they're thinking that that's the second Fed Ed. They are still debating. Well, I don't know if they're currently debating that in Congress, but we would be waiting on them to decide if they were going to extend Fed Ed. And I always mention this, but back in 2008, 2009, unemployment benefits lasted for up to 99 weeks. And the pandemic is way worse than that last recession. So I kind of feel like they're going to do that again, but they haven't confirmed that. And I'm not sure when they did those 99 weeks if that was through Fed Ed or if it was through some other kind of program. But right now, we don't know of anything beyond 20 additional weeks from Fed Ed. Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Oh, I also promised my friend she has an Etsy store. She makes jewelry. She is giving away a necklace. If you follow her on Instagram, her business page, it's handmade by V Love. And she spells love with L-U-V-V. So it's handmade by VLUVV. And if you follow her on Instagram, you get a chance to win a necklace. And I know finances are tight, so that can make a really nice Christmas gift for someone. And you're supporting a female entrepreneur, and she makes really cute stuff. So check that out if you guys want to. What happens when employment runs out? I'm imagining you mean unemployment. And, we're just really hoping that Congress votes to extend unemployment benefits because it's really rough for a lot of people. I'm hearing more and more stories about people either being homeless or living in their cars, and it really breaks my heart. So hopefully Congress will not just let people fall off of a cliff like that. Good morning, Heidi. Someone stole money from the ATM with a fake EDD card. My card was in my wallet when someone withdrew all my money. Do you know how long until I get my money back after making a fraud claim? I don't know the length on that. I know it's going to be at least 10 business days. I had a coworker actually have the same thing happen. Heidi, it was a female, and she's someone above me. So you can figure out who that was that had money stolen off their EDD card. Don't leave money on your EDD cards. Set up automatic bank transfers so that basically the second the money goes onto your EDD card, it immediately transfers into your regular bank. That's the best tip I have for that. Good morning. LWA in Vegas. I believe they've started paying it out. And it should be 6 payments in Vegas. I think all the states are paying it out, but the most any state got was 6 weeks. Tony says, my extension will end soon. My Fed Ed will be next. What do I need to expect? You'll just get a letter that says that either you're approved or you're denied. If you're approved, I have heard from some people that it's taking up to 3 weeks for the claim to actually get started. Should only be 2 weeks. Some people are saying it happens with no delays. Others are reporting delays. So fingers crossed that anybody watching this live stream, if you're going on to Fed Ed, that you guys do not have delays getting your money. So yeah, a letter is what you're expecting next. Ben says, you're right, we don't have any money. I used to have 10K in March in your bank from touring and working, and now it's less than 1K. Everyone's taking a financial hit. They are, and I know a lot of people are putting money on credit cards. I've actually opened 4 new credit cards during the pandemic, and if your credit is good and you can get like a 0%, either a balance transfer offer or 0% introductory interest rate, that might be a way to go for some people, but don't do it if you can't pay off your entire balance in full each month. Definitely call your car lenders if you have car loans because they can delay payments. Call your credit card companies. They can delay payments. All the utility companies are not charging late fees, and they're not shutting off utilities if you're late. So definitely call everyone that you owe money to and see what they can offer you because those companies are working with people right now. Chris, good morning. Look, it's the new computer. You guys, last week, I'm so dumb. Okay. Don't talk down to yourself. Don't call yourself dumb. So I'm not dumb. I just didn't know. Last week, I actually had my new computer and I tried to do my live stream from it and I couldn't get it to work. And it was because for some reason on a MacBook, Safari won't, interact with the webcam. So I'd use Google Chrome, and now we're good. And this is the new computer. And I do feel like it's like less grainy and stuff. I'm curious if the sound is better. I'm confused on the reapplying process. That's a question from Jay. Jay, are you trying to open a new claim, or are you reopening an old claim? If you're reopening an old claim, I do think you need to certify any weeks where you didn't certify. If you're reopening a claim, you just kind of go through the whole process again from scratch. Not Mary Lou says, good morning. Anything good for California? Not really. Not really. Okay. Isidro? I feel like I should know how to say that. Isidro. I will be opening a new unemployment claim. I just stopped working due to the end of season. Your job is seasonal. Will I be able to get money? So if you already had a claim and your benefit year isn't over, you're actually just going to reopen your old claim. And as long as you're within your benefit year, your weekly benefit amount will stay the same. If you are needing to open an entirely new claim, yes, you should be able to get money, but it might not be the same as you were getting under your old claim. And you can only open a new claim if your entire benefit year is over. Good morning, Ernie. When we get back, extra ADD pay. The bills that are currently in Congress that we've seen do include retroactive pay. So both of the bills that they're looking at passing that would include an extra amount, those should be retroactive to right around when LWA ended. There could be like a week lapse, but those are actually the old bills that they had on the floor. I haven't seen anything new, so I hope that they go retroactive, but we really don't know yet. Andy says, I'm down to 1155 and I don't think I'll be getting more help. I'm stuck, only got 3 more weeks. Andy, why don't you think you'll be getting more weeks? And no, there's not any more $300 payments scheduled. And look, I don't know. Nobody knows until Congress actually passes something, but there's a couple possible time frames. The first, well, really, it could be any time. And really, it could be never. So, but the two likely possibilities are that they either include something to extend programs like PUA and add more weeks of benefits. When they talk about raising the debt ceiling to avoid a government shutdown, they're going to be talking about that December 11th. And if they did that then we'd probably start to see money in our hands right around Christmas time. The other possible date to talk about things is kind of after President-elect Biden, if he stands as the president, after his inauguration in January. Although Trump did tweet something promising for Congress to kind of like really seriously start looking at something. So maybe that'll have some sway, but I'm either expecting something to come out right around December 11th or after January 20th. I do not qualify for Fed Ed for the first formula, but I do for the 1.5 of the highest quarter. Oh, good. So that is excellent. Kimberly says, I'm on results EDD and have $200 to collect, but my kids have been out of school since March. Can I get pandemic EDD? So if you're on regular EDD, it's either or. So if they determined that you had enough wages for a regular unemployment claim, they wouldn't switch you to anything extra through PUA. Good morning. Oh, somebody said they love my videos. Oh, and they're in Kevin's group too. So you guys, I'm in a couple of other groups related to finance. I'm in Meet Kevin's morning chats, and I'm learning a lot about stocks over there. And I'm also in Graham Stephan's mentorship, and we talk about all sorts of stuff. Today, we mainly talked about sushi. Andrew says, Biden, even if he passes stimulus, it'll be January. By then, PEUC wouldn't even exist. That Okay. Yeah, the programs currently are set to end December 26th, but if they vote on them in January, they could vote on those to be retroactive as well. So it's possible that we wouldn't hear anything until January, but they could be retroactive depending on how those bills are written. I lost my place again, but I don't think it's quite as bad. Okay. Deanna says, is it true we get money for returning to work? No, that was something that they were talking about, God, back in like July, maybe, was a return to work bonus. I haven't heard anything mentioned about a return to work bonus in a long time. That would be nice though if they did, but I haven't heard anything about that recently. Ben says, I once had money in March, now I'm broke as ever. Feels so demoralizing. You guys try and keep your spirits up. It's a really hard time. Cases are on the rise. It's the holidays, but really check in on your neighbors from a social distance. Call some friends, try and keep your spirits up. It is really hard, and it's not the best as it could be right now. Patty says, if I run out of unemployment, will I still get the unemployment boost retroactive back to September, assuming they pass this? I have 3 weeks left of PEUC and not sure if they'll qualify for Fed ED or EB. Patty, that is how it's looking. If it's retroactive and you receive benefits, then yes, you would retroactively get any boost that was due. If they do pass something, how long do you think it will take for us to get payments? So I just kind of talked about that. I think it will either be right around Christmas time or at the beginning of February. So just depending on when they pass something, but it's going to take a little while. Andy says, I'm sorry to be repeating the question. I didn't think you'd be answering. I feel you guys, I really appreciate all of you. And you guys have really kept my spirits up during this pandemic. And I don't think I thank you guys enough, but I really enjoy doing these videos and chatting with you guys and trying to help. So if you guys could like the video, I would appreciate that. Thanksgiving falls on a Thursday, which is one of my usual upload days, but I don't know if I want to upload, but I'm kind of thinking that maybe I'll live stream. My mom's going to come over and cook, and like my roommate, who probably does not want to be on camera, will be in the kitchen, but I'm thinking of maybe like live streaming on Thanksgiving so that if people are alone, that they don't feel so alone. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Ben says they should extend the $600 a week. What do I think? And make it retroactive to the middle of September. I've talked about this before. I know that there's a lot of people that are mad that people were making more on unemployment than they were when they were working. And there's a part of me that feels that. Like, I was a manager at my company, and we had people that were only working like 10 hours a week at minimum wage that were totally getting $600 extra a week. But I took a step back from it, especially after making these videos and seeing how different people's situations are and just seeing about the concerns of the virus. This boost wasn't just to replace people's wages. It was to encourage us to stay home and stop the spread of the virus. So if that means that we get $600 a week, if that means that the person that was only working 10 hours a week and definitely was making more than she was at work, so be it. Buy that PlayStation 5 or whatever it is and the controller and stay home to keep everybody else healthy. I'm really worried about my mom. I'm worried about her shopping for Thanksgiving groceries. I think I'm going to volunteer to like do the rest of it for her. Yeah, I'm for the $600 extra a week because I do think that enables people to stay home. It enables people to use Instacart or get Postmates where maybe they couldn't afford it before. And so maybe they felt like they were a little bit sick, but they didn't really think they had COVID. And so they went, I don't know. Like, if that money keeps people at home to keep the rest of the people safe so that we could get the cases under control so that we can go back to work, I'm for it. That's what I've decided. That's how I feel about it. Kimberly says, are we going to get the $600 back? We don't know yet. The House and the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi is fighting hard for $600. The Republicans are in the Senate are looking more at $300. So we just don't know until they pass a bill. Kimberly says, can I reopen another claim since my kids are still home? You can reopen your current claim, but until your benefit year is over, you can't open a new claim. Do we get money for returning to work? Deanna, we don't right now. There's no return to work bonus. I'm sorry, I must be really behind on these questions. If they pass something, how long do you think it will take for us to get payments? I answered that, but either right around Christmas or early February are my two guesses on that. But really, it could be anywhere. Ben says Congress wouldn't get anything done, even if 500K new COVID cases happens and 5,000 deaths daily. We're headed that way. Have you seen the new cases? It's terrible. Yes, it is terrible. You guys, I have a breakfast burrito on the way. I'm super excited. That was what that little message was for. Also, I'm gonna need to figure out how to turn that off so that you guys don't hear it. What's up with LWA? LWA was over 6 payments and that was it. Blue Mumu says, can you talk about how unemployment works with people income earned in more than one state? I'm going to decline that because I don't actually know. I know it's a little bit difficult to get your wages combined, but unfortunately, I haven't looked into that topic enough to speak to that. So I don't want to give you guys more wrong information. I will look into that and I will try and follow up in the comments. Yo Smokey says they ran out of the extension, didn't get approved for Fed Ed. Is it faster to apply for PUA online or through the phone? I'm on hold now for 1 hour and 20 minutes. It is going to be faster on the phone. So if you can get through to someone, that is what I would recommend. And they still are supposed to be automatically applying for PUA for you if you get denied Fed Ed, but different people are having different experiences with that. For some, they automatically enroll them and it goes pretty smoothly, almost instantly, and others are having to call to get enrolled into the PUA program. Mickey says, I have an old UI account. I used it up to August 2020, but worked throughout the worst months of the pandemic. I want to open a new and larger benefit amount. How do I do this? So you can't open a new claim until your benefit year is over. So it depends on when you first applied for benefits. And you can call and request that they use an alternate base period to calculate your weekly benefit amount. But keep in mind, you might have some time periods in there with zeros, and that could wind up resulting in a lower weekly benefit amount. But if you're sure that it's going to be a higher weekly benefit amount, you can call and ask them to use an alternate base period to calculate your weekly benefit amount. At least that's my understanding. Junior Switter says, what happens when you run out of the unemployment? You guys are going to have to get creative. I'm going to have to get creative. I've mentioned I'm going to sell items on eBay. I have opened additional credit cards, mostly because they have cash back offers. It's like if you spend $1,000 within the first 2 months, you get $200 back. So I've done some of that, which has saved me money. Some people are renting out their living rooms. We are really going to have to get creative. I hope that Congress votes to extend the programs, but I don't know when that's going to happen. You guys, if I miss your question, if you guys could just say, if you could just repeat the question, that's easier for me than scrolling back. So Mario is saying sorry in Vegas, but I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I just ran out of his today. Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I'm really behind on the comments, so I'll try and read a little bit faster. And if I could ask you guys to like the video, I'd appreciate that. Junior says, I'm on extension right now. After those funds are gone, what's next in California? Are you on the PEUC extension? Because after that, it would potentially be Fed Ed. Andy says, I know Shelly is doing a wonderful job, but honestly, guys, we won't see anything till February, especially with Donald Trump denying Joe Biden all access. Yeah, could be February, could be in December when they talk about the debt ceiling, that we could potentially find out if they were extending the end date of the programs or if they're giving us more money. Caesar says, my unemployment ends in a couple of weeks. Does it automatically apply the extension, or do you need to apply before it runs out? They will automatically enroll you into the PEUC extension that goes through December 26th. And they will automatically see if you qualify for Fed Ed. So there's nothing you need to do. PEUC extension happens really easily. And with Fed Ed, they'll send you a letter pretty quickly. If you do get the letter denying you Fed Ed, then you potentially need to call to ask them to put you onto a PUA claim. Raisin in the Sun says, hey, Shelly, what exactly expires in December 26th? I'm still on PEUC. So people on PUA claims expire December 26th. And I used to refer to the PEUC extension as the 13-week extension, but depending on when you were put onto PEUC, it won't necessarily last those full 13 weeks because that program also ends December 26th. So if you're currently on PEUC, that's going to end December 26th, and then they'll let you know if you're approved for Fed Ed or not. Holmes Sala says, hi, can you talk about work search requirements? Who is exempt and who is not? It is my understanding that in California, the work search requirements are waived. With that said, I'm very skeptical of the EDD, and at this point, my job has been closed so long. I'm going ahead. I make a habit of looking for 3 jobs online every Saturday. And then when I certify, I just list the places that I applied. But I believe, keep in mind, I'm not an expert, you guys. I'm just doing this my first time myself. But I believe that the work search requirement is waived for everyone right now. Ben says $300 a week LWA was nice, but $600 was where the magic number was. Yeah, it really did help. Fredamar says, you can call me Slap. My benefits. Oh, hi, Slap. My question is, I thought unemployment is automatically extended. The EDD does it for you as well. Your extension didn't extend and didn't combine wages. I think your claim got fraud. Okay. So, the extensions, your claim balance will show 0 all the way until you certify the next time. If you weren't able to certify 2 weeks after your initial claim showed a balance of 0, you have to call them if they've flagged it for fraud. Tony says, thank you for the answer. You guys are all welcome. I'm very sorry. If I skip your questions, I'm really sorry. If I don't get to your questions, I'm sorry. And I'm really sorry when I don't know the answer. But I'm trying my best here, you guys, because I don't want to not get to anybody. Raphael says there are no work search requirements. I've been putting the same BS every week since May and haven't been told anything. That is good to know. Yeah, both of the people that are higher up than me at the theater, they've also, one puts no and he's been getting paid fine. One answers no for 1 week and then list places that they've been applying the other week, and they've been getting their benefits just fine. Mare Bear says, you look so good and the picture is very clear. Yay to the new computer. It better be, because this is like the most expensive thing I've ever bought. I hope they extend PUA. I do too. The sound is good. Oh, great. We'll receive money if we return to work. Deanna, I hope you caught this answer, but no, right now. Oh, do you mean back pay and not the return to work bonus? Oh my goodness. I hope Deanna's still on the stream. So if they decided to give us something retroactively, yes, then you would qualify for that amount for whatever weeks you were getting unemployment. For a while, they were talking about a return to work bonus just to give like something extra to people that had to work in the middle of the pandemic. And that's what I haven't heard anything about in a long time. But yes, as far as I know, when something passes, if you got benefits for one of the weeks where they decided to award a boost retroactively, then you would qualify. Oops. Okay. Andrew says, when the $600 a week was in effect, I put a percentage of it to my car payment and now don't owe until January. I hope 2022. That's great. I hope by then the pandemic is better managed and we should have a vaccine by then too. Yes, that would be amazing. And that's what I'm hoping for as well. Yay on the sound and picture. Okay. Hi, Shelly. They just added 39,000 that I made as a Lyft driver to my base claim. They amended my base claim. I have 1 week left on my 13-week extension. Will this qualify me for the Fed Ed extension? Again, Anthony, I think we've talked before on the chats, and I'm not sure because I didn't even know. You were the first one to let me know that some 1099 work could be determined to give you a higher amount. I would think that if they put you on a regular unemployment claim and they added $39,000 to your base amount, I would think that you would qualify, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, Milan says, "Hi Shelly, I just tuned in. So when PEUC ends December 26th, what's next? Is it Fed Ed? Do I need to do anything?" Miles. Miles, no. The next step will be that they will send you a letter letting you know if you qualify for Fed Ed or not, but you won't really need to do anything to get that step. My friend Chris says that the picture and sound are good and that he's glad I got it worked out. I had like a mini meltdown about this computer. I was like, and I can't make the web stream work. I won't go on about that, but I did have a mini meltdown yesterday that is solved today. I still don't know how to use iMovie. It's confusing. You automatically got 7 more weeks of PUA. Yeah. If you should be able to get 46 weeks of PUA or December 26th, whichever comes first. Muhammad is in California. Ooh, California. Yes. Like PlayStation graphics. I don't know what that means. I like PlayStation graphics. I don't get it. Okay. Hello. Thank you for the information. You're very welcome. Oh, the picture quality. Yay. Are they closing your county again? Dude, my county never reopened. I've been in Los Angeles and I used to work at a movie theater. I hope that I still work at a movie theater through all of this, but guys, it's been like 8 months and that's depressing. We have never had the chance to reopen here. We had some locations in San Diego that were open and those had to close. So it's going the wrong way. Oh, it's 11:11. Make a wish. Oh, good. I'm 20 minutes behind on these. We're screwed badly. That was interesting. You guys, that's fun. Let's comment 11:11 on all these. That gives me an idea how far behind. I'm 20 minutes behind on the questions. Okay. My PEUC is going to be over December 1st. What should I do next? Just wait for the letter seeing if you qualify for Fed Ed or not. Ben says, retroactive pay. Are we all supposed to eat retroactively as well? Oh, there's no shame in 1, seeing if you qualify for food stamps, and 2, going to food banks. A lot of just your neighborhood church will be able to give you food. You do not have to be a practicing member of that church. You don't have to believe in their religion, none of it. Just if they have a food bank, you should qualify. And there is no shame in getting the help you need to eat. Seriously. Hello. How long does it take to verify identity after using the EDD verify tool? It is still taking about 8 weeks for ID issues to clear up, and I would call them to follow up and make sure they got it. What would happen if PEUC ends December 7th? So then they'll send you a letter letting you know if you qualify for Fed Ed or not. Troy says, what do you think is going to work out if the unemployment ends in December, then Biden helps out? What happens to us? I think that there could be a month where people don't get benefits, like the month between when December 26th is and Biden's inauguration is on the 20th. And I know that that sucks to hear, but guys, keep in mind, like the question right before this about the ID verification, that takes up to 8 weeks. So that's 2 months potentially without income. When I had employees when we first applied back in March that took about 10 to 12 weeks to get benefits. So I do think that there's going to be a period of time. I think that there could be a period of time where we're not getting benefits, but I do think I have to believe that the government's not going to let this many people just fall off a cliff and that they will do something, but there could be a little while without benefits. That is what I think, but I don't know that until they vote. Slap. My question is, I thought unemployment is automatically extended. The PEUC extension should be there. call them if they're saying that there's fraud. Sorry. Stimulus never. Yes, that's a possibility too. And I don't think it'll go that way. I think with the cases on the rise, I think there's going to be more pressure, especially in red states, from the people to get something done that'll kind of push the Republicans. I think that in the blue states with the Democrats, that we're going to put more pressure, hopefully, on Nancy Pelosi to take a smaller stimulus package potentially. But here's the concern with a Republican Senate like it is now and a Democratic House, they just keep going back and forth and never agreeing on something. Hopefully, I would have liked for President Trump to put pressure on them. I don't know how politics works, but to say, hey, sit your butts down and figure something out. So I don't know if Biden will be able to do that, but like, I'm hoping that the president somehow makes them like come to an agreement. Like, I don't know. That's what I hope. Angel says, my PEUC is going to be over December 1st. What should I do next? You'll just have to wait and see if you qualify for Fed Ed. If you don't, you would still be able to potentially get a few weeks under PUA. Will the FCA come back? I'm not sure what the FCA was. I know about the FPUC, that was the extra 600, and LWA, that was the extra 300. I do think that they'll vote on something and that it'll happen, but I don't know when. David says, I opened my EDD on 3/1/2020, and now your account's getting low. You might run out of money. Do you get an extension? So you would get the PEUC extension through potentially December 26th, and then after that, you'll find out if you qualify for Fed Ed. Raphael has some thoughts about Mitch McConnell. Junior says, I'm currently on extension. It was filed on itself, but once those funds are done, what is next here in California? So that would, again, you're probably on the PEUC extension right now. And then after that, you find out if you get 20 more weeks of unemployment through Fed Ed. Yo Smokey got denied Fed Ed. So call them and ask them to enroll you on a PUA claim. That'll go through at least December 26th. Angel says his PEUC is over December 1st. What should I do next? You gotta wait to see if you qualify for Fed Ed, and if you get denied, then call them and have them put you on PUA that only goes through December 26th. Hello, Shelly. This is from Donna. I'm on PEUC and I just received my first Social Security check. Can I still stay on unemployment as I am looking for part-time work? Again, Donna, I don't have a lot of expertise in that. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I do believe that I was told that you do not need to report Social Security towards unemployment. So I do think you can get both, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So maybe give them a call and ask them just to double check, unless somebody in the comments knows and wants to help her out. That would be amazing. The Trump tweet referenced the bill the Senate had in August. Yeah, the skinny bill, but I mean, the skinny bill at this point would still be $300 extra a week, which at this point, they owe us like more than 10 weeks in back pay. That would be over $3,000 all at once. That would help. Donna says, oh, I just read that one. Okay, so Andy says, honestly, why I think it won't be getting the extensions because I already got a 13-week extension. I got that extension after my regular benefits ended and automatically filed. Andy, that's how it is for everybody. You get your first 26 weeks of regular unemployment benefits here in California. Then you do automatically get the 13-week PEUC extension. And then after that is out, that's when you find out about Fed Ed. So hopefully you do qualify. So that would be 20 more weeks. So right now, just to kind of recap, the most weeks you can get on regular unemployment claim is 59 weeks. And the most weeks you can get on a PUA claim, depending on when it started, is 46 weeks or December 26th, whichever comes first. And I'm going to take this moment as I pause to ask everybody to please like the video if you haven't already. Okay. I did that thing where the stupid pop-up comes up, but that's the first time that's happened. Go away. I'm sorry. It like can't scroll while it's got that stupid pop-up over there. Okay. It's probably gonna accidentally pin the message, but I think if I do that, it makes the pop-up go away. Go away, pop-up. There we go. All right, well, there's a message pinned. Pigeon, your message gets pinned. After all your benefits are exhausted, meanwhile, you're still working your job, do you still qualify for benefits? It depends on how much you make at your job. So that was the comment I got hung up on, but I think I skipped some. Oh no, I didn't. That was it. Okay, my regular unemployment runs out at the end of the month. What should I do next? So first you'll get PEUC, and that'll go through the December 26th. Then you'll find out if you are eligible for Fed Ed. That seems to be a common question on today's chat. Your EDD finished today. So Carlos, is that all of it? Is that your regular claim plus 13 weeks of PEUC plus 20 weeks of Fed Ed? If so, you could potentially try and open a new claim. Andrew says there's leftover money in the CARES Act for stimulus checks of $1,200. Trump can executive order the checks, and the bill itself they negotiate could be $1.7 trillion. Just do that, I say. Okay, I'm down with that as well. That would be a great help. Raphael says time to get a job. I do hate that response because there's so many single moms or single dads who you can't leave your kids at home. If you do that, like social services comes and takes your kids away. Like, what are you supposed to do if they're on home learning? You know, I agree for someone like me who's furloughed, like maybe it's time to like come to terms with the fact that like maybe the theater's not going to reopen, but like I've been with that job 25 years. I would like to wait and see if it reopens. What about people that have high risk family members at home or are high risk themselves with cases on the rise? Do you want to put your loved ones in danger? Like, I know for me, I would feel so bad if I got sick and passed that on to my mom. Like, there's a million different reasons why someone can't just go back to work. So every situation is different, and there's not a one size fits all answer. Hopefully, Kimberly, I answered your question through one of the other questions. Angel says my PEUC's okay. We answered that. I was on PEUC extension. It's all gone. Do I still qualify for Fed Ed? So I don't know that without seeing your details. The requirements for Fed Ed are 40 times your weekly benefit amount over the whole 12-month base period that they use to calculate, or 1.5 times your highest earnings quarter. If you made more than that in the whole 12 months, then you qualify for Fed Ed. Angel, yes, we got Angel. I got your question. Sorry, but thank you. I'm sorry if I missed it as well. Okay, Caesar says my regular unemployment runs out at the end of November. What should I do next? So you'll get PEUC and then Fed Ed. I'm going to try not to answer. That seems to be like the last 5 questions, which I feel like I've just answered over and over again. So I'm going to try and pick a different question. Would I still get benefits if I get a job? So it depends. If your earnings are under a certain amount, then you would still get benefits while you're working. If you make too much, then they would not give you benefits for the weeks when you earn too much. And if they voted on a boost, you would get them for the retroactive weeks before you weren't working. But if you didn't make enough to qualify for unemployment, you wouldn't get them for those weeks. I hope that made sense. I think Georgia has some money left over. Let's hope so. Does your channel name have anything to do with Brewster's Millions? No, my channel name, I'm hoping to be a millionaire. My nickname is Shelly. So I was like, Shelly's Millions. Like, let's put it in the universe to become a millionaire. I'll have millions. I do like the movie Brewster's Millions. I love money. I know that's terrible. I just really want to be in a place where I don't have to worry is really what I want. That's what I would love. Brewster's Millions is a great movie, though. And my mom loves Richard Pryor. So that's his name, right? Yes. I don't know who else is in that, but anyway. Okay. So Kimberly, you would actually have to have a whole new benefit year, 1 year since you originally applied for benefits to get a PUA claim, and that whole program ends in December. If you're talking about the extra amount, right now there's no extra amount. The extra amount, it's been so long. When did the first one end? March 29th through July 25th. Everybody got an extra 600. And then the week ending August 1st through September 5th, we got an extra 300. So, and then they're talking about what's retroactive. So to start any kind of new claim, you have to be out of your benefit year already. I hope that answered the question. Does state unemployment in New York get 59 weeks? I believe so. There's a couple different websites that I check for that, but I do think I have to check an email that I sent to myself with that attachment. I'm going to be making a video about like which states get what, because that's something else interesting. I know I speak mostly to people that are in California, but not all states give up to 59 weeks. I'm trying to tell you guys the website. There's a website called CBPP that you can kind of look at to see how many weeks you guys get. And yeah, New York gives you 20 and another. So yes. Okay. So yes, Timothy, 59 weeks in New York. Ben says, it seems dead now, hazard pay. Will frontline workers get help? My sister's a nurse, so I take this to heart. I do too. And like nurses, even like grocery store workers, like I feel like grocery store workers and gas station attendants are on the lower end of the wage scale, and they've had to go on and you guys know I love Taco Bell, like fast food employees. People are out there like risking getting sick for us, and there's no talk. I haven't heard anything about hazard pay in a while, but I hope so. Kelly says, I'm PUA. PUA runs out 2 weeks. Is it over? Depending on your state, PUA should last for a total of 46 weeks. And so maybe they haven't loaded the extra 7 weeks for you here if you're in California, but they should bring you up to a maximum of 46 weeks or December 26th. I answered Angel's question. I'm sorry, Angel, that I'm so far behind and you had to type it so many times, but I do think I got to your question. Is Fed Ed still happening? And if so, when do you start receiving? So you would go on to Fed Ed after the PEUC extension. So the flow is first 26 weeks of unemployment, then 13 weeks of PEUC or December 26th. And then after that, then that's when you'd find out if you're eligible for Fed Ed or not. And Fed Ed is tied to each, or EB, depending on your state, is tied to each state's unemployment level. And there's some other intricacies, but the easiest way for me to explain it is if your state's unemployment rate is above 6%, which it is here in California. So yes, Fed Ed is still a possibility. That's only for people on regular unemployment claims, though, not PUA claims. So PUA, as it stands right now, ends December 26th. Brentley says, if I get a job when PEUC runs out, do I still get the retro pay? As long as they write the bill like that, then yes. Andrew says, we have to see if Democrats get the 2 seats in Georgia. If they get those, they control the Senate, then maybe we can see $600 a week and a larger stimulus check. Yes, that would be a possibility. We definitely would see, well, not definitely, it would be more likely that the weekly boost would be 600 versus 300 if Georgia takes those 2 seats, which we won't know. I think the runoff is January 5th. Fredamar says they still get elected like crazy Nancy. I think all politicians are crazy, quite honestly. Kimberly, you're welcome. Judy says, I have 6 weeks left on my claim. Is there anything I need to do? Or did the tiers automatically go into effect, and how does that work? Yes, I'm not sure if you were on, Judy, or if you're still on, but yeah. So 6 weeks left on your claim. That's actually probably going to take you right to December 26th, I'm thinking. If not, you might get 1 week of PEUC. And your next step is to find out if you qualify for EB. Popsy says, can you say hi to me? Hi, Popsy. I sure can, because honestly, that's a fun name to say. Hi, Popsy. Thank you all. And I'm going to say hi to everybody and thank you to everybody. And if you could take a moment and hit the like button, I would appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm so far behind on all these comments. Wait, live stream what? What would be cool? What am I supposed to live stream? People need more than $600 a week. Yeah, but I mean, right now, like in California, there are some people only getting $40 a week, or I'm getting $450 a week. So if I got an extra $600 a week, that would take me to $1,050 a week before taxes. And taxes are going to be high. I just lost my health insurance. So I just found out health insurance is going to be somewhere between $186 and like $386 a month. I have a mortgage, I have utility bills, there's food, there's a lot. But 600 would help a lot of people. Caesar says, my regular unemployment runs out at the end of next month. What should I do next? So next will be PEUC and then Fed Ed. I'm going to try not to answer that one again, even though it came up a lot. Okay, Deanna says, can't get my question out fast enough. If I return to work, do I receive money for doing so? So there's not a return to work bonus, Deanna, right now that I've heard them talking about recently. But if they decided to give something out retroactively, then you would qualify for any weeks that you got unemployment. I feel like I've answered that one a few times too. So if I see that one pop up, I'm not going to answer it again on this live stream because I usually only go for about an hour. So we've got only about 8 minutes left. I used to get the 600 till I ended in July. Yes, me too. Did some of your part-time employees who got $600 a week get extravagant stuff like cars, used Lexuses, or BMWs? I hope they were wise with the $600 a week. I don't know because I haven't been able to keep in touch with everybody. At our job, they don't want us to fraternize with people that aren't kind of at our same level. I break the rules a little bit sometimes. But that employee was a newer employee. I hope that she's doing well. I don't know if she bought anything extravagant. Then I have another employee. He always buys extravagant stuff, and he definitely has. He's also trying to start his own business through all of this, and I hope he's doing okay. Don't agree with him. He just bought a brand new iPhone 12 Plus. If we were at work, I would be lecturing him about that because his old phone, I'm sure, works fine. So I don't know. I do know that the one bought an expensive phone, but he says it's for his business, and I hope his business is very successful, that he won't even need to come back once we reopen. Maybe he'll hire me, who knows? But no, I don't know of anybody buying anything extravagant. As a matter of fact, like somebody that works for the company that's like 2 levels above me, they're gonna turn in their lease. They've leased a car, and they're gonna borrow their mom's car when they need to run errands and things. So I think that's really smart. Raymond says $600 at least, 400 extra a week. It's been too long, hoping for the best. Me too. 400 is not enough. It's tricky. It really is. 400 would save a lot of people. That would be better than what we have right now, which is nothing. Walter says, I'm amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was very nice. Kimberly says, your EDD is only $50 a week. I work part-time. It hurts you bad and you have a minor. Please see if you qualify for food stamps and talk to the people that you have bills with, your credit card companies, car payments, things like that. See if there's additional help for you. The unemployment, going to expire 600 a week? Didn't they advance? Yes, they let it expire. Just wait on next week. There's going to be a new bill proposed. That would be wonderful, Raphael, if there was. Next week's Thanksgiving, though, and so I'm not sure how much work they're going to do. I'm feeling like they're only going to be in the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh no, next week's not Thanksgiving. Maybe they will get something done, and then we'd all have something to be really thankful for. UI online, I don't know what that's in reference to. How can I get an extension? Okay, we answered that. It should be automatic, and they will let you know automatically if you qualify for Fed Ed. Yes, PEUC currently ends December 26th. Any stimulus news? No news, which is, they have a new feature on YouTube called Shorts. I feel like, which is for videos that are 60 seconds and longer. I feel like just making one every day and just being like, nope, nothing today. It'd be faster than all the other stimulus channels. Kimberly says, hello from Seattle. Hello. Your PUA was coming in steady until September 10th. Now, every week since then, I haven't received anything, and status remains at pending every week since then. Kimberly, you've got to call them. Here in California, that has generally meant that they've needed to verify your ID. I'm not really familiar with what's going on in Seattle, but I do know that that's not normal. And so the best way to find out like why they haven't paid you is to give them a call. And I'm aware it's next to impossible to get through. You just have to be persistent. I've had the best luck trying to get through at 11 a.m. Okay. Would unemployment still have your old info if you open a new claim? If you reopen a claim, it would have your old information. If you open a new claim, I'm not sure. I think it's like starting from scratch. So I don't think it would hold your old information. It would go off all new information from what I understand. How do you know when your benefit year is over? So Amy, your benefit year, it tells you on your EDD homepage. And for a lot of us now it says on extension. That's what it says when I look, but it's approximately a year from when you opened your claim. So for me, I opened my claim March, I want to say 13th or 15th of 2020. So my benefit year doesn't end until March 2021. So that's how you know. Come on, man. Aw, show me some love. Come on, man. What? Hopefully that's about the government. What if they don't pass a bill? And that's when we're going to have to get really creative. You know, I know a lot of people don't like to ask for help, but we need to offer help our neighbors, see what we can do from a socially distanced, safe kind of way. Get really creative, sell stuff on eBay, start some online side hustle, start a YouTube channel. Like we got to do what we got to do to make ends meet. Call your creditors and see if they will work with you. Ben says this is kind of an unlikely scenario, but Democrats control Congress and the White House, and together they pass $1,000 a week and 2 checks a month. That would be amazing. I'm not sure that'll happen. Yours ends in July, so you can't open a new claim until July, but you said you were regular unemployment, Kimberly, so you would potentially qualify for 20 more weeks of Fed Ed, and that kind of answers David's question. Yes, the Fed Ed extension is still happening. If you run out of PEUC, which is the first extension on a regular unemployment claim, then you would potentially qualify for Fed Ed. That stays in effect as long as your state has a high unemployment level, and the program doesn't end until your state has like 4 consecutive weeks where it doesn't have a high unemployment level, and the unemployment rate's going back up because things are starting to shut back down. Your daughter just got diagnosed with COVID. She quarantined and is getting over it. Donna, I'm sorry that she got COVID. I'm so glad that she is getting well. So stay safe and healthy, you guys. Fred Amar says, I forgot to add what? I can't read this. They own what? Is that our Congress and Senate are politics? Yes, politics are playing games. That's true. Sorry, I struggled over reading that. I'm getting old. Walter says, if I have outstanding work share claims from April through June, can those be resolved via an appeal? Possibly. I would call them and ask them what you need to do about that. And if they ask them if you can appeal. Caesar says, my regular unemployment runs out. Oh, I answered that. We answered Angels. My regular unemployment runs out. We answered that. You order Uber Eats for the burrito. No, one of my socially distant pod was going to go pick up burritos, and I think it's probably on my porch right now. So I used a friend who's part of my socially distanced pod. Hopefully animals aren't like out there eating my burrito. He was very late with the burrito too. I was like, I'm hungry. I want to eat before the live stream. Okay. I'm going to try and do like 2 more questions and then wrap it up. Juan Martinez says, if I only got 3 weeks for LWA, can I get the additional 3? So you needed to be unemployed all of those dates. And if you got 3, that means your weekly benefit amount was above 100. And you need to not have like the excessive earnings warning for any of those weeks. I'm hearing conflicting things. So I would actually call the EDD, find out why you didn't get them, and ask them to give them to you. Now my watch wants me to breathe. I don't like technology. Okay. Have you heard anything on the frozen accounts? You just have to call and verify your identity, and then that takes about 8 weeks to get them unfrozen. Andrew says the 99 weeks might return or some form of that. Unemployment must be extended because this is biblically apocalyptic times. Yeah, I agree. And that's why, like, I'm not sure. So right now, regular unemployment, maximum 59 weeks. I'm not sure if they would bump it up to 99 weeks all in one go, but I do expect that there will be more extensions on unemployment benefits. And for what it's worth, when they did that in 2008, 2009, when they gave out a maximum of 99 weeks, I've only talked to one person on my channel that was actually part of that. And that's how I found out that they were called the 99ers. And then I looked into that. He did say that it wasn't just like all consecutive, that it wasn't like you got all 99 weeks loaded up front and everything was just like all roses. He did say that there were delays and gaps and things like that. So I do expect that they're going to extend unemployment, but for beyond its end dates and expiration dates and maximum number of weeks. But I do think that there will be some gaps and things while they do that. Your last certification was today. I'm out of funds in PEUC. So Aaron, not necessarily I will answer this because it keeps coming up. So if you're out of regular unemployment, your first 26 weeks, it says maximum benefits paid. Then you get PEUC for up to 13 weeks or December 26th. Now you're waiting on a letter to see if you qualify for 20 more weeks of your just regular weekly benefit amount called Fed Ed here in California or EB in another state. Farmhouse 168, isn't there a PUA program? Yes, there is PUA if you're denied Fed Ed. However, Fed Ed ends December 26th. So that's, there's not a lot of weeks left on that program. But yeah, you could potentially go on to PUA. Deanna, I answered your question. Okay, Caesar, my regular unemployment runs out at the end of the month. I answered that one. Everybody, lawmakers else are against it or worried debt deficit of the government. Yeah, they're definitely worried about a debt deficit. You guys, I see that Angel and Deanna have answered their questions like a million times. You guys are still able to hear me okay and everything. I'm a little bit worried. Okay. Post and Review says they'll be introducing a new bill this week. I hope Nancy does not block this. I don't know how I feel about that because I've heard it's the skinny bill. And I'm curious, like, would you guys rather, you guys are good with $300 a week, or would you rather she delay a little bit and really fight for that extra $600? I'm a little bit torn on that. So, okay, I'm going to skip one question and then I'm going to go back, and these are going to be my last two. Nisha says, I've applied in June but haven't got approved or denied. Should I keep doing it weekly? MD, I'm really bad at states. Is that Maryland? Wherever it is, it's not normal that you applied in June and haven't heard anything. If they're letting you certify, yes, continue to go online and certify, but you also need to call them and find out what's wrong with your account to your unemployment office, wherever that is. And here in California, I have good luck getting through around like 11 a.m. on a weekday. Okay, so AYD for life. aid for life. I don't know how to say that. It says, did PEUC add 7 weeks? So I actually just made a video about that. PUA kind of added 7 weeks to their claims for a maximum 46 weeks, or December 26th, whichever comes first. PEUC didn't add 7 weeks, but if you're on a regular unemployment claim, you can get up to 59 weeks total, because the same thing that added the 7 weeks to PUA claims kind of added 7 weeks if you qualify for Fed Ed. So if you have a regular unemployment claim, you can get up to 59 weeks of unemployment potentially if you qualify for Fed Ed, whereas on a PUA claim, the most weeks you could get right now is 46. So you're in a better place if you had a regular unemployment claim than a PUA claim. Also, Fed Ed doesn't expire until the unemployment rate drops down, whereas PUA currently is set to expire December 26th. So that's another way that it's better if you're on a regular unemployment claim. Juan says, thank you. Okay, do you get a letter after you run out of any programs? You only get a letter if you're denied Fed Ed. I'm kind of skimming. Can you go through the timeline or show a graph on regular UI benefits? Is it PEUC or Fed Ed that comes first? So if you go on my channel, and I think there's like a community tab, I did post like the flow chart, and there's one of my videos about the extension. You actually, I would love if you watch the video, but you don't have to. And like on the little thumbnail or whatever, it also shows the extension. So the timeline is, first you get 26 weeks of regular unemployment, and then next is up to 13 weeks of PEUC or December 26th, whichever comes first. Then is Fed Ed for up to 20 more weeks. If you get denied Fed Ed, they're supposed to automatically enroll you onto a PUA claim, but they don't automatically do. There's some claims they're not automatically doing that, and you have to call to get them to put you on that. So that was for CR. Okay, I'm going to do one more question, but that burrito's been getting cold. This is how much you guys, obviously, like, I love to eat. I love a good breakfast burrito. It's past noon now. So one more question, and then I'm going to go get my breakfast burrito off the porch. And if you've liked this live stream, I would really like it if you give me a thumbs up on this video. Also, don't forget, my friend is giving away a necklace. You do need to follow her. She's trying to get 300 Instagram followers, and it's handmade by VLUVV, handmade by VLove. She's giving away a necklace once she's at 300 followers. And yes, Heidi, that's Vanessa that used to work with us at the theater, is doing jewelry now. And I mean, she's so creative. They're amazing. And it would make a great Christmas gift. And you could potentially win the necklace. And then that saves you money on Christmas gifts. Okay, one more question. Gonzo Hazel is saying that they have a judge hearing this 20th about $13,000 extension. Any advice? This is the last question. So this is for your appeal, and this is my only advice. Make sure to let them know, regardless of why you were first unemployed, that the reason why you are currently unemployed is due to a COVID-related reason. Maybe that's because not as many places are hiring. Maybe that's because you have a child at home. But definitely stress that the reason why you're still unemployed is due to a COVID-related reason. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go eat that breakfast burrito now. If I didn't get to your question on today's video, I do these every Sunday, and I've been really bad about getting to comments, and I apologize for that. Lots going on. You guys can reach out to me on Instagram, but I'm getting a little bit behind there too. It's Shelly's_millions. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great, safe Sunday, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. And I know I've been uploading a little extra, but I do upload for sure on Mondays and Thursdays, and then sometimes a little few extra bonus ones. All right, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Make sure to like the video. All right. Thank you. Bye.